Hi everyone, welcome to Teacher Gela podcast. Today I wanna talk about a problem that some of you might have. So this one I heard from one of the parents, and her concern about his son is his son only likes to play with superhero. He only talks about superhero. He only, even at school, yeah, he just talks about superhero. Everything is about superhero, and mom is concerned about it. And I would say, as a teacher, yes, that is concerning because, well, first of all, superhero, I'm not a big fan of um, playing about superheroes too much because I know there's a good factors too. Like superhero, they have a superpower, they are strong, they don't give up, they help others. There are good sides, but many of the superhero stuff, they can be violent. So I'm not a big fan of superhero teaching with superhero. But well, yeah, especially boys more than girls, right? They are interested in playing with superheroes. So if you have this concern about your child as well, then keep listening. So let's think about it. Why is your child only likes to play with superheroes? Yeah, that can be your child's biggest interest. Yes. But, compared to our word, adults' word, children's word is smaller, right? Just because they have less time experienced the word and they haven't seen, as many things as we did so far, right? So it's like you don't know what you don't know, right? If your child is not exposed to uh, other things, then he or she wouldn't know about this part. So if your child is only interested in superhero stuff, I would say then expose your child to other area, other part of the world, other things. I'm gonna give you some more specific solutions or suggestions that you can try at home with your child. So let's think about it. How does your child how did your child learn about the superhero? How did you introduce him to superhero stuff? Probably from the like television show. Is that right? So I know that boys like to watch the show about like Ninja Turtle. I personally never watched the Ninja Turtle. Well, I remember when I was young, there were Ninja Turtle. Maybe maybe the current Ninja Turtle, they might be different ones from the ones that I watched when I was young. I didn't really watch them, but I know who they are. So probably they watched from the TV show and learned about Ninja Turtle, or they saw Superman or Batman, Iron Man from the movies. Am I right? So if that was the source that they learned about it, then you can change the source. I mean, you can bring different sources. So, for example, I would say there are other children TV shows, right? There is the famous one here is Paw Patrol, but I just learned that Paw Patrol is It's Canadian TV show, so I don't know, but I think it's available on Netflix. So Paw Patrol is a good substitute. It's just a little bit more appropriate for younger kids. So this is appropriate for 2 years old, 3 years old, I guess. Maybe 4 years old, they might think it's just a little too young. But Paw Patrol, they it's a story about a young boy and some dogs. So they're friends and they do like heroic stuff. They work together to protect their community. So if there are people or animals who need help, they go and help them. So it's like a hero stuff, right? If your child likes to, watch the hero stuff, try Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol is not as violent as like other superheroes, like Ninja Turtle, Herc, those stuff. So Paw Patrol is a good substitute, and you can also try Peppa Pig. I really like Peppa Pig. I know girls like Peppa Pigs more than the boys do. But Peppa Pig is a cute television show. And another one is Bluey. Do you know Bluey? This is Australian television show. Bluey, they are dogs. It's a dog family. So Bluey lives with uh its dad, mom, and sister. And the story is about, just everyday life. But this is very family centered, and the parents, dad and mom, dogs, they play with Bluey and his sister. It's very family centered, and they also talk about emotions a lot. I found that's really good thing because not a lot of television show they specifically talk about emotions, feelings, and like social emotional things. But Bluey does. So I found this is really good television show for children. So show other television show to your children. Although your child only likes to watch superhero stuff, as a parent, you can you can say you only watched superhero stuff. There are other fun television show as well. If you want to have screen time today, you can choose to watch Bluey or not have the screen time at all. You can say that because as a parent, you don't want to let your child only watch the superhero fighting stuff all the time. So check out other television show and let your child watch the other stuff. Another solution or suggestion is if your child is fan of superhero, I guess he or she has lots of superhero figures at home. Am I right? There are lots of, Ninja Turtle figures, Superman figures, Iron Man, Hulk stuff, right? You can start changing those toys with other things. So, for example, if your child has lots of superhero figures, slowly change those with other toy figures. So you can remove some, you know, Iron Man figure, Superman figures, and just add similar type of, but just ordinary people figure, not superhero, just, the people figures. And you can also add some animal figures or fairy figures or dinosaur. Just add different kinds of toys. So your child has other stuff to play with. Make them available around your child. And you can also try this if your child has lots of Ninja Turtle figures. Just remove some of them. Remove some of them and add just a turtle figure. Instead of Ninja Turtle figure, just add normal turtle figures there. And if your child loves playing with Spider-Man, remove some Spider-Man figures and maybe add different kinds of weird, but not the weird spider, but the not the Spider-Man, the insect spider figures, different kinds. Then your child can still play with them. He can pretend like this spider is a Spider-Man if he wants to play Spider-Man. So like this, what I'm saying here is slowly, don't just like remove the whole set of Ninja Turtle away. Then your child is gonna be upset, right? Because that's his favorite toys. Do it slowly, little by little. So remove some of the superhero figures and add another toy figures. And another way that you can expose your child to different things is using books. I always talk about this, right? I love using books because through books they can see and they can experience, they can imagine different words, right? Not just superhero words. So you can, just go to library and check different section. There must be different sections like spring section or beach section or like I don't know, fruits and vegetable section. Just check different sections and get those books and make them available around your child. So your child doesn't just see the superhero books all the time. And here, again, if your child is a fan of Ninja Turtle, then get a book about Turtle. It can be a storybook about turtle friends, turtle family, or you can get a book about real turtles. If your child is fan of Spider-Man, get a book about spiders. If your child likes the Ant-Man, then get a book about ants. And you can also add some pictures or posters in your child's room. Instead of superhero picture, you can switch or you can add another poster or picture beside it. You can add, I don't know, like zoo animals pictures or movie poster like Winnie the Pooh or what others? Like Elmo, any other things. I know, I understand. If your child likes superhero, you wanna he probably wants to play with superhero toys. But you can add different kinds of toys. Even though your child is not interested, seems like your child is not interested, you can still add other stuff and make them available around your child. So he can get a chance to play with them as well. And probably this suggestion is the one that can have the biggest impact. Watch other kinds of movie because the visual things have really big power, right? Especially animation kind of things. It can have a really big impact. So instead of watching Ant-Man or instead of watching Spider-Man, even though it's made for kids, instead of just watching Spider-Man, you can let your child watch other kinds of movie as well. For example, Frozen. If your child doesn't really like princess thing, then you can watch Up. Do you know the Disney Pixar? I think it's a Pixar movie, Up. It's about a boy who has a dream and he invents things and he flies with the balloons. So you can watch Up. That's a good movie. And and you can watch Toy Story. Toy Story. Toy Story is a good one too. Or Finding Nemo. Or you can watch Monster. You know the movie Monster? It's a story about monster. So if you or child doesn't really like the girly or princess stuff, then you can try watching the monsters. So instead of watching The Incredibles, well, you can still watch The Incredibles, but don't just stop there. Expose your child to other things as well, other movies as well, because there are other things too, right? Even though your child doesn't say, like, I want to watch the movie, you can still let him watch that, right? You can still let her watch that. So the important thing here is having a balance, right? I'm not saying that superhero is so bad. Don't even expose your child to superhero. I'm not saying that. But have a balance. Have a balance. Don't just let your child play with the superhero. As a parent, as a teacher, we can help our children to see the bigger word, the wider word, and we can guide them to better direction, right? So having a balance there is important. There is a interest-based learning and theme-based learning. And these days, I know a lot of daycares and schools, they don't follow the theme-based learning because it can be teacher directed. And that is true. That is true. But again, I think it's about having a balance there. Because theme-based learning, it can have good things. For example, if we don't introduce, let's say, volcano, children might not have a chance to hear about or learn about, know about volcanoes. If we don't introduce trolls, children might not have a chance to learn about it, to know about it. So, theme based learning, we can introduce new stuff to children because you don't know what you don't know. So, you can have a balance between interest based learning and theme based learning. So, I want to say if there is a chance to experience new things, for example, if there's a camp about insects, even though your child is not interested, still try to expose your child to different things, new experiences. It's important to see many things. It's important to try new, different things. And don't just go like shallow. Don't just stop at like, hey, there is a camp about the bugs. Do you want to try? Then your child might say, no, I don't like bugs. Instead, I want to go to a camp about superhero. Your child might say that. But sometimes they need a little push because they might not know that they have different interests in different things. So even though your child says, no, I don't want to do that, sometimes you can give a little push. I think that kind of little push we need to give as adults, as teachers, as parents. So those are my solutions or suggestions for that kind of concern. I hope it helped. And if you have further questions about this specific topics, feel free to email me. You can reach me through info@everydayfunday.ca. You can also check it on the website everydayfunday.ca. So if you have further questions, feel free to email me. And yeah, that's it for this week. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next time again. Bye.